Welcome back, Cardboard Warriors. How's everybody out there doing today? Edge of Eternities is finally getting close. Comes out this next weekend here. We got a play booster box that we're going to bust open to get singles for the store. I am a store owner. I am not a sponsored video. I am not some scalper getting these through backdoor deals by shady means. I own a store. This comes directly from distribution. We are opening them to get singles for the customers on release day. So go ahead, you can leave nasty comments if you want. I really don't care, but just so you know, you're wrong. So here's the draft archetypes, and this is kind of a neat little thing here. I don't have time to read all that right now, but let's bust these packs out and take a look, see what we get in the regular packs. I already opened a collector's box. If you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. There'll probably be a suggestion in the end of this video to go look at that one if you haven't seen it. But anyway, let's see what we get out of these 14 cards. Play booster. Let's find out. All right, we're gonna kind of go a little fast through it. Most of the cards are available online, so you can check them out. So I don't have to go real slow through this. Diadrine Synthesis Amalgam. Then our rare. Then we got our foil, our basic land, and a token lander robot. Double-sided tokens are good. As long as there's no art cards, makes me happy, but I think we're gonna get art cards too. I don't know. We'll see. I think that might only be in collectors. Thespian Stage for the first of the cool lands. Starfield Vocalist, that's one of the better rares in the set, I believe. And our foil, ooh, beautiful island. Love that island. Let's see how many full art lands we get to. We'll keep track of the Mythics and the Pansies and the Shock lands. And we got a Lander Robot again. All right. And we'll also keep track of the full art lands because they are beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Hard-like Contaminant and Pinnacle Emissary for second rare, and just regular basic, and a Lander Robot again. There's a lot of Lander Robots already. All 3 packs so far. Looks like pack 4. Is that all we get? This whole box? Same token every pack? That'd be kind of interesting. Alright, I wouldn't put it past them. And Requiem Monolith, Lightblade, Plains, and Lander Robot. I'm seeing a trend here. Look, another one. What is happening? The Direcraft. We got an Endless Sands. Extinguisher Battleship for a rare. No Mythics yet at all. And a Lander Robot. Imagine that. King Croc. Oh no. Start doing this again. Oh my god, it's not a Lander Robot. It's amazing. Miracles never cease. Okay. What do we got? Finally a Mythic. Left Walking. That's our first Mythic in the collector's box, too. Weird. And a Lander Human Soldier. So we still got a Lander, but at least the other side wasn't a robot. We got another Human Soldier. They didn't sort these very well, did they? Noticing a trend here. Lightstall Inquisitor. The Fungus Mountain, and a Lander Human Soldier. What do you want to bet? Oh, it's not a Human Soldier. It's a drone. We got a different one. All right, maybe we're just having a rough patch there with the tokens. Okay, we got a 0-point Ballad, and the Sentinel, an Island, and a Lander drone. All right, next pack. What you got for us? So far, no Shock lands. That's a bummer. We need to see the Shocks. Pinnacle Starcage and Servandum. Beautiful forest. Robot drone. Alright. 1 Mythic, no Shock lands. We're 10 packs in. This is not right. Where's the beef? There we go. Stomping ground for our first Shock and our second Mythic. Cosmic Grand Zenith. Alright. Step in the right direction. Robot Sliver. Stack number 2. You're going to give us something good. We need those Shocklands. Shocklands going to be standard legal. Everybody's going to want them. the Surima, and a mountain, and a lander human soldier. So the shock lands in here are basically going to cover when all will be one cycles out in August, September, whatever they decide to do the cycle this year. And the fast lands are cycling out. Weapons manufacturing, that's one of the better rares, I believe. The Warden, the Mountain, and the Robot Drone. So I think that's a really good idea. I think it's weird that they split up the fast lands as far apart as they did last time. And because of that, they're going to split up the shock lands probably. We got a loading zone, a relic island, and a robot sliver again. So I think next year sometime when Outlaws is about to cycle out and cycle out the other half of the fast lands, we'll probably see the other half of the shock lands. So it'll be interesting. But let me tell you, Coral of the Void, a foil mountain, and a lander human soldier. I think it's really important to have a good mana base, so I'm really proud of them for actually realizing, hey, fast lands are going to cycle out. We need to put something powerful in here so people can keep the mana base going, because without the proper mana, you can't play the cards. Watery Grave, there we go. Nice, and an Evendo Waking Haven for another one of the fancy lands. All right, another foil, forest, and a lander robot. So I'm proud of somebody in the design team that figured, hey, maybe it's a good time to put shock lands in the standard. Whoever's idea at WotC that was, good job, kudos to you. I don't say that very often. Beyond the Quiet, and Devastating Onslaught, and a beautiful Swamp, Lander and Drone. So double rare pack with a pretty swamp to boot. Yeah. And mana base been something we've been struggling with ever since they decided dual lands were too strong, which I don't think they are. I think they're a necessary part of the game. Memorial Vault and Companion, so cute. All right, and a lander robot. Back to the lander robots again. So very proud of them for putting fetch or shock lands in standard. Fetch lands in standard. That'd be awesome. There's not going to be any differentiation between standard and modern, really. Frenzied Ballast, Island, Robot, Munitions. I think this is a cool way to do it. I'm not sure what lands have to do with space, but lore fail aside, Thrumming Hive Pool is one of the better rares. Virus Beetle reprint from Kamigawa. Lander Human Soldier. I'm definitely really looking forward to having such a strong mana base. So, I mean, we're going to have shock lands and surveil lands and verges all together. And that sounds like we can actually do some stuff with it. Memorial Vault, Sky Stinger, beautiful mountain, and a lander drone. All right, last stack. Got a 10 packs. We only got 2 mythics and 2 shock lands. Where's the beef? Come on, box. Cough it up. We need some more beef here. Beyond the Quiet again. Might Form Harmonizer, the Beckoner, Mountain, and Lander Drone. So I think with, you know, actual usable duels that don't come into play tapped, unless you're too chicken to pay the 2 life. Pay the life. Just pay the life, trust me. Zoifit, a Steel Harmonist, and Island, and a Robot Munitions token. I think we can do a lot with 3 dual lands that don't come into play tap. Well, the surveil lands come into play tap, but they do count as the basic land types, so they will turn on the verges. So I think, right? Verges just say plains or whatever. They don't say basic, I don't think. Pain for All, Focus Fire, Force, Lander Human Soldier. So surveil, yeah, they come into play tab, but they do count as the basic land types, and they do give you that surveil trigger, so it's a cantrip. Oh, hey, posters in the regular packs. I didn't know that. We got a Robosaurus, which looks like an old beat-up card, even though it's brand spanking new. So weird. That's pretty crazy design. I gotta admit, they did pretty good on that to make it look like an old beat-up, bent-up card or poster or whatever. That's pretty cool. Ancient Tomb. Hey, there's the beef. That's the beef we're looking for. And an Endstone Mythic. Hey, we'll take it. All right. And a beautiful mountain. Lander drone. All right, that was a pretty good pack. We got a poster and an ancient tomb and a mythic. Man, that's the pack you want to get. That one right there. All right. Unfortunately, every pack like that means there's a whole lot of packs that got nothing in them. Whole lot of swings and misses. Whole lot of strikes up there at the plate. Esteli Reclaimer. Mono Sentry. Planes and a robot and a Tezzeret Cool Captain emblem on the back. Where's our boy T? Come on, Mr. T. Pay us an appearance here. Pay us a visit. Alright. Emissary Escort, not Mr. T. And a Lander Robot. Alright, 4 more packs. We're almost there. Almost there. Only 2 shocks, though. That's a bummer. Only 3 mythics. That's a real bummer. Servandum. Pilot, Swamp, Lander, Robot. 3 more. Come on. We need at least a couple more mythics and another shock. Kind of rough looking. The Ancient Tomb was nice, but you're not going to get those in every box. There's another mythic. Quantum Riddler. Not one of the more sought after ones yet. And on the right hand. And if you're using your right hand, you might stutter a lot. Anyway, you might look at the top card of your library. You might cast artifact spells from it. Hey, if he wasn't a 5-drop, he'd see a lot of play. Alright, he might see some play as a 5-drop. Probably just in Commander, though. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Another mythic. Uraboroid. Okay, whatever. Swamp, Lander, Robot. 1 pack left. Can we go out with a bang? Come on, give us something beefy in the close. We want to go out with a bang here. We'll go with something good. Wandering Fumarole. Yeah, it's a pretty land. Sunset Saboteur and beautiful plains and Atlanta Robot. All right, not the bang I was hoping for. Okay, that's what she said. All right, we got how many of the Polar Lands? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it literally one of each? It's literally one of each. This has to be planned. All right, we got an island, we got a forest, we got a swamp, we got a mountain, we got a plains, and then we got a foil mountain. So 1 of each plus a foil. How many of the fancy lands here do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But of course, the big one being the Ancient Tomb. We'll take that. And the Sands Thespian Stage. Our mythics were pretty weak. We only got 5 mythics in the entire box. I noticed with the collector's box, we did not get very many mythics. Mythics are definitely nerfed big time in this set. Which is fine because everybody's chasing the rares anyway. And I'm thinking these are probably not rare. They're probably a mythic rarity, and that's why we got 2 of these and 5 of those. Yeah, I don't think they're actually rares. I think the Shocklands are probably more of a mythic pull rate if you really broke it down. We'll have to see what happens. I'm sure somebody will make some kind of a mathematical, scientific, perfect breakdown of the pull rate on the Shocklands, but definitely seems like they're going to be as hard to get as mythics, considering we only got 2 in the entire box, and we only got 5 mythics in the entire box. 6 if you count the Ancient Tomb, I guess. That one does say M down the bottom corner there. It is a mythic. So disappointed that they didn't do any of the raised foil on these. They would have looked so good with the gilded foil like New Capenna and Bloomborough had. And we don't have serial numbers, so I don't know why they're not gilded. Maybe they're gilded. Maybe there's a gilded chase card that I just haven't found yet. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the description below. Love hearing from you guys. Leave me a comment. Click some of those links in the description. I truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your time. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye.